So, 9 The Last Resort. It was a game that I was given when I was about 5 years old, and honestly it's probably heavily responsible for my love of all things weird and surreal. For its time, it was a surprisingly high budget game with an absolutely huge cast. It was produced by Robert De Niro and had characters voiced by Cher, Christopher Reeve, Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, and Joe Perry, amongst a huge host of other names. Seriously, look up the whole list. It's insane. 9 plays like your standard point and click puzzle game, but it's got the exception that you can only hold one item at a time. If you want to pick something else up, you put down the item that you hold in its place. The solutions for a lot of the puzzles are hidden among the artwork in the resort, but a lot of the paintings and sculptures are also just there for show. It really pushes you to scrutinise all of the visuals in every room, and believe me when I say there's a lot of beautiful visuals. And there's also these flesh things. Like, seriously, what is that? But I will give you this one for free. Pay attention to the flashing picture. It's vitally important to one of the last puzzles, and you'll probably just walk past it in the first hour of gameplay. I did. The story's uncovered as you progress through the game, but the gist of it is that your uncle, Thurston Last, died and left a hotel to you named The Last Resort. This place was a haven for musicians, and their creativity was boosted by the 9 muses that inhabited the resort. But then everything fell apart when the Toxic Twins appeared and started causing complete havoc. They destroyed any sort of musical inspiration. And not to throw around accusations, but I'm pretty sure they killed Thurston. So naturally the game has a strong musical theme. All of the puzzles revolve around some sort of musical instrument, with the core goal being to decipher some sheet music to play at the giant monkey organ to get rid of the twins for good. Yes, this is all normal. And trust me, it starts off simple enough, but by the time you get to the end, you'll have deciphered an entire alphabet. You will need to make notes, so have some paper and a pen handy. Oh, and if you think you could just skip all of this and follow a walkthrough, there is such a huge variety of possible solutions, no 2 playthroughs will ever be the same, and the alphabet is always going to change. In fact, a lot of the puzzles in this game were way ahead of their time. I mean, before you can even get through the front doors to the resort, you get asked for the passcode. Boxed with the game is a will telling you that you've inherited the resort, and at the bottom of this will is the code. I guess it's just a clever way of including some copy prevention, but I like the way that it's designed like a puzzle. Salty will just tell you to check the will to get in, and it doesn't break the immersion because it doesn't give you any more tips. But there's also a Simon Says style game with a gimmick that you can't actually see which buttons you need to press, and instead you just have to remember which rhythms the drums play. There is no rat shooting game. There's a card matching puzzle game where all of the cards are sound, and it goes on so long I realise just how bad my memory is. We don't talk about the rat shooting game. Honestly, 9 is so engraved in my memory that it structured a lot of my taste in music and art, and it's really made me appreciate the surreal. It's probably just my nostalgia goggles playing a part in this, but I really can't find a fault with this game. It's challenging, it's bizarre, it's engaging, it has a fantastic voice cast, and for the time that it was made, the visuals are beautiful. And I can't emphasise this enough. The rat shooting game never happened. So then what went wrong? Well, the game wasn't necessarily a failure, but it fell flat on release and it became such an obscure title, not many people really heard of it. And because of this, there's no chance that there was ever going to be a remaster or a re-release made, and so playing it on a modern computer is a nightmare. I mean, I recorded this on Windows 10, so it is possible, but dear God, I nearly tore my hair out in the process. 9 deserved so much more attention than it got, and I think it was just ahead of its time. I honestly think had it been released more recently, it would have taken off and become a classic. Maybe one day it will get noticed again, and some developer will end up reviving it. But honestly, I'm not going to hold my breath. But this has been a love letter to 9 The Last Resort. I mean, there's far more to this game than I can really do justice in a single video. So if you'd like to see it in its full glory, I'll be streaming it sometime in the near future on Twitch. Or if you'd just like to see my general day-to-day chaos, I've dropped my link in the description. I generally try to stream on Tuesdays, Fridays and Sundays, but it depends on general life and balancing around a toddler. You can probably see I'm completely new to YouTube, so please feel free to leave any constructive criticism in the comments. I need all the help I can get, and I want to make these videos as good as I can. But thanks for watching for now, and I hope to see you next time.